I just took the propeller off, hit this with some sandpaper, front and back. Trolling motor. It's a bit of a pain, but I think it might be worth it. Straight ahead, jet ski. Chut 327 back with the John Deere homemade boat motor, and the goal this time, I want to possibly clean the carburetor, but the big thing, the governor's still hooked up. When I put it in gear, the governor says, uh-oh, we're in heavy grass, and it went wide open. That's a little sketchy to me. I want to be the one in control of how fast we're going. So I'm going to unhook the governor, hook the throttle straight up to the carburetor. Also, it steers really hard. That's kind of a pain. Anyway, I want to make it steer better, hook the throttle to the car, and I'd also like to polish the propeller, just to make it look pretty. And if you look in the background, I just picked up an S10 pickup truck yesterday. Little foreshadowing on that. Maybe you've already seen that video, but I want to get that one running. I want it to sound good, and I want it to have really good gas mileage. A V8 that gets really good gas mileage and sound good. And ultimately, have that truck running and pulling this boat to the river. Now that'd be a sick video. So I just came back from one of the parts mowers, and I got this throttle cable. It's a little bit longer than this one. This one I'm going to leave on just to work the choke. Choking it, not choking it. And then this I'm going to run to the carburetor. I just don't know where to mount this. I might mount it on the arm over there. There's some holes that line up if the cable's long enough. And let me show you that. So this bed frame or whatever it is came with some holes. And these holes line up just right. If the cable's long enough. If not, I might put it back here. Just got to drill a couple new holes. I'll let you know in just a minute. So now the carburetor is off, just judging by the hole where the gas comes in. There's a little bit of rust in there. I'm going to go and take that apart. So it looks like on the inside. Then we're going to get this throttle cable hooked up. Clean first, cable second. So checking things off the list, I just cleaned the carburetor. It's bolted back on. I've got the throttle hooked up. I've got the choke hooked up. It's going to have to be modified. I'll show you that in just a second. But if we check the throttle, working good. As far as the handle goes, I've got it drying. It's green. It's John Deere green. I'll put it back on. This bolts to that. And the choke, it works, but it gets hung under this cable. So I'm going to cut off half of this plastic. I don't need it anyway. And we'll get the cowling back on. I still got to figure out why it's steering hard and polish up the propeller. This job's done. We'll be heading to the river for a test drive. So I just took my clippers. I clipped off this little piece of plastic. The choke now clears. Works great. I got the PCV hooked up. It's time to put the cowling back on. Then we'll get that arm pad on as soon as the paint's dry. Here's how the throttle turned out. That's idling. That's wide open. And here's the choke. I just got the gas can out of the pontoon boat, hooked the battery up. I got the gas line hooked up. Let's pump some fuel up into that filter. Vintage filter. And I think last time I decided I needed a new fuel pump. Ooh, it's leaking out of the fuel pump. So I got to find another fuel pump. Anyway, while I was laying on the ground, oil got into the cylinder. Then I took the spark plug out last night, and we pumped the oil out of the cylinder, got it all over the engine. Then it started raining, so we went to a car show. Okay, the spark plug is back in. The spark plug wire is on. I've got my key right here. Let's see what happens. This fuel pump was pumping oil. That's why it was smoking so bad. Gotta find a new fuel pump. I just took the propeller off, hit this with some sandpaper, front and back. Not here yet, and not there yet. That's probably gonna be good enough. Right here in the shop, and I've been sanding. I started with 80 grit for a few minutes, then I did 220, and I think that's gonna be good enough. That'll look good spinning in the sun. Anyway, I need to take it to the springs, let it spin underwater in the springs, get some video of that. Oh, and I should have done a before and after. Hang on a second. That's the after. And there's the before. Actually, that's a spare in case we lose this one. And I know somebody's going to ask me the pitch on the propeller. That should answer all those questions. It is time to put the propeller back on. It's a pretty easy process. And if you hear any noise in the background, there's a go-kart track right through the woods. That's probably what you hear. That and sandpaper. So we'll line that hole straight up and down. And this hole straight up and down. And I've got my rubber mallet, my safety hammer. And I went too far. There. So straight off my other John Deere, here's a picture of it actually on Google Maps. Anyway, I just borrowed the fuel pump off of it. Trolling motor. So I've been running about 5 minutes from the front yard to the backyard, trying to practice no wake zones. Anyway, I believe the solenoid is bad, so we'll get a new solenoid and we should be able to start with the key. Maybe water day tomorrow. I want to put a piece of angle aluminum in here to strengthen up the transom. So on the tough steering issue, I pumped some grease into this surf fitting. On the other side, there's a screw. I loosened the screw a lot, and now it went from about a 10 on the difficulty scale to about a 4. Let me show you. It's still not easy, but it is better. I'm thinking the more I use it, the better it'll get. It might be a 3 by now. Anyway, better than it was. It is spotlight on one of the fans time. That Volvo guy, he's always sending me stuff. Usually it's stickers, Chud 327 stickers. Example, this is a John Deere yellow Chud 327 sticker. I believe it's going to go right about here. And most recently, I'll show you maybe at the end of this video, the unboxing, he sent me a package, looks like 3D printed Chud 327 John Deere colors, and this one might be for fast mowers, maybe it's for Major Murray. Those are very cool. And I don't think I want to stick it on the boat motor. It would look really good there, but I don't know if that's a safe enough spot. This would be better on maybe your desk. Maybe I'll take it to work and put one on my desk, maybe on the wall in my office. Anyway, and check out that Volvo guy. In my opinion, he's cool. Supposed to put the sticker on when you're finished, and I think we still have 4 more things to do. 1, new solenoid. 2, mount the key switch somewhere. 3, sturdy up the transom a little bit. And 4, test run. So I just cut up the old John Deere parts dash, and I got the key holder piece. Anyway, I'll put this where the solenoid used to be, and we're going to relocate the solenoid. The key switch is now in place. That's where it's going to go. It's very convenient. Key, choke, throttle, and I got to change out the solenoid and clean up all this wiring. So I just got this aluminum. This goes on the inside, these go on the outside. I got to drill 4 holes. I got to find 4 bolts. Sandwich them all in there, should make it nice and strong. So if we stare at the transom before the brackets get put on, it's fairly flexible. So it is the next morning. I just ran this wire and this wire. If we hit this magical key, up next I'm going to replace some of these with those methable connectors, and then we'll clean up all this wiring. Check that off the list. So I just got home from work. I swung by Tractor Supply. Shout out to Tractor Supply. I got these bolts less than $4. I think it was like $3.70. Anyway, that's really good for grade 8 bolts. And I know they should have been stainless, but stainless are almost the price of gold. So we're going to put these in with a little bit of grease on them, keep an eye on them. If they start to rust, we'll change them out. Right here at the boat ramp, it is a very pretty day. I've got the boat, the homemade boat motor. We got to do a speed run, maybe some fishing, maybe some magnet fishing, some island explorations. A lot on the list. Let's get started. So I've made it what looks like a good looking fishing spot. Ignore the wind noise. I know it's a good spot for lunch because I'm hungry. Anyway, I've already got one pole in the water. I'm using shrimp. This is really convenient. I went by Walmart. Shrimp in a bag. We'll see how it works. Anyway, I got a salad, I got a sandwich, I got some tea. This is spot number 1. So we just left the boat and we're in the marsh. The bushes are as high as I am, in search of lost treasure. Gotta be careful we don't become lost. If it wasn't so windy, I could have took the drone up to look for lost treasure. So I'm out here walking. It's a bit of a pain, but I think it might be worth it. Straight ahead, jet ski. I have just found a jet ski. Looks like a FL 3134 K something. K something. FL 3134 KG, possibly. With some damage to the front end. Wild. Now look at the sticker. There was a sticker here, but it's been removed. So we don't know what year it was registered. So I opened the trunk. It was mostly open anyway. In that compartment, there was a brand new looking fire extinguisher with no pressure. I'll put it back in there. I don't need a no pressure fire extinguisher. There's also a rusty toolkit. I don't think I need that. Looks like a spark plug wrench, a pair of pliers, and 2 missing tools. Put it back where I found it. I guess I'll close the trunk. There. More good news, I figured out how to open the trunk. It does have an engine, but I doubt that one's going to run. It's all full of water. And that rope goes off. I can't pull that rope. There must be an anchor on the other end of it. Does this open? No. Okay, our mission here is done.